Hello, international business students. This is Professor Hyman once again, this time with a brief biography, give you an idea of what I'm doing up here, what are my qualifications to teach this class. Let's start with a historical approach here. I'm a local kid. I grew up in the Bay Area. I went to Stanford University. I got a degree in psychology. Then I got a degree in mechanical engineering. Now, second one is a master's degree with an emphasis on product design. Subsequently, I worked at a company called VisiCorp, which invented the first spreadsheet. That was kind of a cool job. I was a software engineer responsible for what they call user interface / user experience, UI UX. Used to be called something else, but UI UX is what it is today. Subsequent to VisiCorp, I worked at a company called Contract Office Group. Contract Office Group sold cubicles into the Silicon Valley, cubicle offices, and so that was a big business, still is a big business, and I was in charge of design, sales, and marketing at that company for a couple years. Subsequent to that, I worked at a company that more of you have heard of called Monster Cable. Monster Cable is a company that designs high-end stereo equipment, mostly cables from the name. Also, they were the original manufacturer behind Beats headphones, which most people know what that is now owned by Apple. Subsequent to that, I worked in a family business, which was a company that made shielding for ionizing sources of radiation. So I got to use my knowledge of nuclear physics and marketing together. Kind of an interesting job. That company got bought. I moved on, and I moved my whole family over to Europe. And for 2 years, I studied at a school called Nyenrode, which is halfway in between Amsterdam and Utrecht in a beautiful part of the Netherlands. At Nyenrode, I got my MBA. I did pretty well at Nyenrode, and I was able to parlay that into admissions into a couple of good PhD programs. One of them was UC Berkeley Haas School of Business, where I did a PhD in business and public policy. One of my advisors on my dissertation committee won the Nobel Prize in economics, which was kind of cool. After that, I got a job at SF State as an assistant professor, and here I am now many, many years later, and I am a full professor in international business. My research interests include the international aspects of creativity and innovation. I'm also interested in how senior managers and team leaders and teams decide about what are the best problems on which they should work. How do you pick good problems to solve so that that translates down the road into profitability and high performance and high learning, good learning outcomes among teams. So those are my research interests. I publish a lot of papers that involve regression, linear regression, which is the subject of this course. I do a lot of surveys, which is the data that I feed into the linear regression routines. And so I'm well qualified to teach you survey methodology and regression for the analytical part of it. That's it for now. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Professor Hyman signing off.